Namaste everyone. We're going to look at a pose today, padmasana, the lotus pose. Padma is a lotus. First we're going to look at people who struggle and what to look at and what not, and some security things, and then those who want to explore deeper into their padmasana. Okay, so first of all, it is quite a deep pose, and often people do find a bit of tenderness on the inside of the knee. Know that that shouldn't be. You don't want the knee to be able to kind of twist and in that position. So we want to get the hip and the buttocks and this area very supple and strong instead of just twisting it in the knee. So when you do your lotus and you aim for your lotus, try to first start with a nice bent knee. Of course, one leg's going to be better than the other, so don't stress about that. Bend in the knee. You can either grab it from underneath. I just like to take the ankle from there. So keep the joint closed, pull it out, aim the heel for the hip bone, and you do try and get it right up into the thigh and down. So in the beginning it might not be possible, and that's not a stress, it just slips down. Could be a little bit painful on the thigh then. Okay, so you roll it up as much as you can and don't force it down. It's okay, wherever. Some people are higher, some people can touch the floor very easily. I'm hugging into the belly. Slide the other one in. If I can get to two parallel lines, and then this, when I lean forward, this knee can drop, then I'm really ready for padmasana without injury. So you take the ankle and keep this thigh down, slip it over to the opposite hip. Good. Let's try that on the other side. And don't stress, don't pull. We'll give you some exercises to supple up the hips. Bring the knee in, close it, keep it closed. Take the foot to the heel, so that's one, or like so. It's a bit looser, but that's quite nice. Underneath, onto the hip. And yeah, you can always just practice the half one and do some stretches in the half one. There's lots of stretches to do there. Try the full padmasana. The knee comes down, foot slips over, and you've got 2 feet. Some people do sometimes try and get that foot right over. It's really heel to the, or even the instep to the hip bone, so the foot's just over on the side. Okay, so let's look at some exercises to supple up the hip and the groin area. So this is a nice hip stretch, but very nice to do it up against a wall. So you put the one foot on the wall and ankle on the knee. So if you want to get closer, and you might already have a good stretch there. And you can push into the wall, relax the ribs. And once you got that, and you feel, okay, get deeper into this hip, clasp on the straight leg, and exhale, bring the leg towards you. But you still can get that same feeling of how the foot is on the wall. Five breaths, or even longer, just release. Every exhalation is nice, release, letting go. Good. And other side, so foot on the wall. If you're more supple, then start closer, because now this leg, you have to get more over, and it will stretch your buttocks a little more. Just hold it there. Even open up the knee. Nice and flexible in the whole groin. Okay, bring it in. And then there's another one also lying on your back, where you can cross the 2 knees all the way around. Cross the thighs, cross the knees. Initially you might find you have to fetch your feet down here. You might have to lift your head to do so. Later on, we want the legs, we want the pelvis to lift a little bit, take hold of the feet, and pull. So initially the feet lower, which is a very nice stretch, you can even do that. And then the legs higher. One more breath. And do that on the other side. Cross over high on the thighs. So now to discovered it's really nice here at the bottom, a bit of a different stretch with the foot coming to the bum, like a padmasana, your cow face pose. And then you pull it into the variation of the double pigeon. And of course your normal pigeon that we often do can be a very nice variation. We normally come from downward facing dog into it. And any kind of variations there. If the foot's quite towards the hip still, take the toes down, point them. If you start getting more flexible and this leg is coming into this straight line, then you can start flexing it. Get 2 breaths. And let's do that on the other side. Bring the knee to the wrist. And if the foot is still close to the hip, point it. And if you start to go a little bit more open, so maybe just one shift like that. Maybe you can do more shifts like that until the shin is parallel, don't force. Press your foot into a flex. Breathe deep and relax. And slow. So now I'm going to show you what we can do if your lotus is quite comfortable or getting there. And to go deeper. But even if you can't do the lotus, then you can do those, what they generally known as frog stretches. Opening out like that, or getting into a straight line like that, or in the hip. Okay. So let's get into our lotus. And we're going to do lion breath in the lotus. Do both legs, choose a leg first, and take your lotus pose. Then move over your knees, inhale, and lie down on the stomach. So that's step 1. Lie down, the arms can be wherever you like. Initially the bum will be a little higher, you keep lifting the stomach, and eventually get a little bit more open in the hip. Good, second step into Bhujangasana, your cobra. Lift the tummy and push the hips forward and breathe. So now it's nice to do lion because it's quite intense. Take a deep breath in, stick your tongue out. And gently roll back over the knees. You can just take a rest. And we do the second side. Okay. And after this we're done. I can't remember which leg I had. Sure. It's very confusing. Good. And we come over the knees. Lie flat. Then once that's happy, then place the hands next to shoulders like a cobra. Lift the tummy, open the chest, push the hips forward, open the heart, lengthen the nape of your neck. Take a deep inhale. Lift the belly. Relax. Roll over the knees. Take a moment of rest. Relax. Good. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. Namaste.